Coming up on 5 Minute News. Israel bombs Hamas chief's home as fighting enters 7th day. Republican Arizona election official says Trump is unhinged. And Ecuador Indigenous protestors block access to Petroecuador oil field. It's Sunday, May 16. I'm Anthony Davis. Israel slammed the Gaza Strip with airstrikes in a dramatic escalation that included bombing the home of a senior Hamas leader, killing a family of 10 in a refugee camp, most of them children, and pulverizing a high-rise that housed the Associated Press news agency as well as other media. The Hamas militant group continued a stream of rocket volleys into Israel, including a late-night barrage on Tel Aviv. One man was killed on Saturday when a rocket hit his home in a suburb of the seaside metropolis. With a US envoy on the ground, calls increased for a ceasefire after 5 days of mayhem that have left at least 145 Palestinians dead in Gaza, including 41 children and 23 women, and 8 dead on the Israeli side, all but one of them civilians, including a 5-year-old. President Joe Biden, who has called for a de-escalation but has backed Israel's campaign, spoke separately by phone with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. Still, Israel stepped up its assault, vowing to shatter the capabilities of Gaza's Hamas rulers. The week of deadly violence, set off by a Hamas rocket on Monday, came after weeks of mounting tensions and heavy-handed Israeli measures in contested Jerusalem. Early on Sunday, Israeli warplanes struck several buildings and roads in a vital part of Gaza City. Photos circulated by residents and journalists showed the airstrikes created a crater that blocked one of the main roads leading to Shifa, the largest hospital in the Strip. The health ministry said the latest airstrikes left at least 2 dead and 25 wounded, including children and women. There has been no immediate comment from the Israeli military. On Saturday, Israel bombed the home of Khalil al-Hayeh, a senior figure in Hamas's political branch, saying the building served as part of the group's terrorist infrastructure. The bombing of al-Hayeh's home showed Israel was expanding its campaign beyond just the group's military commanders. On Saturday, it turned to the 12-story Al-Jalaa building, where the offices of the AP, the TV network Al Jazeera, and other media outlets are located, along with several floors of apartments. The Republican who now leads the Arizona County Elections Department, targeted by a GOP audit of the 2020 election results, is slamming former President Donald Trump and others in his party for their continued lies about how the election was run. Maricopa County Recorder Stephen Richer on Saturday called a Trump statement accusing the county of deleting an elections database unhinged and called on other Republicans to stop the unfounded accusations. "We can't indulge these insane lies any longer, as a party, as a state, as a country," Richer tweeted. Richer became recorder in January after defeating the Democratic incumbent. Republican Senate President Karen Fann has demanded the Republican-dominated Maricopa County Board of Supervisors come to the Senate to answer questions raised by the private auditors she has hired. The Senate took possession of 2.1 million ballots and election equipment last month for what was supposed to be a 3-week hand recount of the presidential race won by Democratic President Joe Biden. Instead, the auditors have moved at a snail's pace and had to shut down on Thursday after counting just 500,000 ballots. Donald Trump issued a statement saying, in part, that the entire database of Maricopa County in Arizona has been deleted. This is illegal, and the Arizona State Senate, who is leading the forensic audit, is up in arms. Richer and the board said the statement is just plain wrong. In recent days, both he and the board have begun aggressively pushing back at what they see as continuing falsehoods from Republicans who question Trump's loss. An indigenous community in Ecuador's Amazon region is blocking access to one of state oil company Petroecuador's main fields in a protest over compensation, prompting the company to request help from the armed forces to deliver supplies. In a statement on Saturday, Petroecuador said the protest had left it unable to send supplies needed to maintain operations at Block 12 in Orellana province, with production of some 28,500 barrels per day. The zone is also home to processing plants for crude oil from two other key areas. Petroecuador requested the armed forces airlift supplies to the field and transport personnel in and out via helicopters. The inhabitants of El Eden since May 10 have been demanding the renewal of a deal to receive compensation from Petroecuador that they are entitled to because they reside in the oil fields area of influence. Petroecuador said it had approached the community to reach a deal, but had not yet reached consensus. You can subscribe to 5 Minute News on YouTube with your preferred podcast app. Ask your smart speaker or enable 5 Minute News as your Amazon Alexa flash briefing skill. Subscribe, rate and review online at 5minute.news. 5 Minute News is an Evergreen Podcast covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering independent, unbiased and essential world news daily.